Hola guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roxanne. If it's your first time here, then welcome. Today I want to do Vlogmas Day, whatever this will fall on, and it will be my nonfiction November wrap up. I did poorly in nonfiction November. I wouldn't say I did horribly because I did manage to get nonfiction read, which is the ultimate goal of nonfiction November, to read at least one nonfiction book. But I really had like much higher hopes. Of course, Galileo wants to start eating right as I'm gonna start filming. So I had a huge TBR, as you guys might have seen if you saw my TBR video. I only managed to finish 2 books and then just like slightly start a third, which, you know, it was a letdown for me, but it is what it is. What happened was that, of course, a lot of my holds that I had on Overdrive or Libby became available, and I didn't want to have those expire because all of those were on a wait list, and I didn't want to have to get back on the wait list, and so that took up a lot of my reading time. But like I said, it is what it is. I will have a lot of really cool books for November that I still have that I'm so really excited about. So I'll get to those sooner or later. The first that I finished was I'll Be Gone in the Dark, One Woman's Obsessive Search for the Golden State Killer by Michelle McNamara, with an introduction by Gillian Flynn and an afterword by Patton Oswalt. Patton Oswalt is the husband of Michelle McNamara. She did not live to see this book come to be completed and published, unfortunately. So you definitely feel like this is the beginning of something, but unfortunately because she passed, she wasn't able to finish it. We really won't know exactly how she wanted it in her mind. She wrote a lot of notes, she wrote extensive notes, and she spoke very openly with her husband and her family and with people in the community also searching for the Golden State Killer about what she wanted to write and about what she was searching for. But, you know, no one really knows 100% exactly what a person wants their book, whatever they're working on, to be like as an end result, because they're the one who is creating it. And so every time that her husband or another writer is finishing a chapter or inserting a chapter, inserting certain parts to it, they let you know, so you kind of always know what is in her words and what isn't. I definitely feel like this would have been really amazing, more so than it is. I really enjoyed it and I thought it was great, and you could really tell how carefully and thoughtfully she wrote as a true crime writer. It wasn't really, you didn't get the sense at all that it was for the shock factor or anything like that. You really felt like she cared, and that she really did have an obsession with it, but it was an obsession because she wanted to find out the truth, not because of any sort of glory she might get if she found out who did it or anything like that. I think it was great. I really enjoyed my time with it, and obviously it's very sad that she didn't get to be the one to finish it. Then another one was The Library Book by Susan Orlean. You guys know that I was very excited about this book. As soon as I saw it hit the bookstore that I work at, I bought it. I mean, it looks beautiful, and inside is just as beautiful as it is on the outside. It's written very beautifully, and it's well, I think when I introduced it in my TBR, I said that it was like half true crime, half sort of love letter to the library, and I really think it's mostly a love letter to libraries and librarians and readers who love the library and people who take advantage of all of the resources that are available at a library. And then it is also about the fire that destroyed the Central Los Angeles Public Library branch, and all of the books that were destroyed in 1986. And then she talks about the main suspect, Harry Pete, and she talks about how arson investigation has come a long way, and a lot of people think that there are people who think that it wasn't arson, that there is no known explanation as to why it started, but that they don't think that it was Harry Pete, and there are people who very vehemently think it was Harry Pete. He unfortunately died of AIDS before really any major resolution could be found. He was being tried in civil court because there wasn't enough evidence to take him to sort of charge him with arson. And so that's all there, and she jumps around between talking to you about Harry Pete's life, about the case, about the history of the Los Angeles Public Library, and then also talking about libraries in general and her sort of present day going to the library and seeing how it works and the mechanics of making a library work. I really fell in love with her writing and how thoughtful she was, and how much you could tell that she cares for libraries. She talks about everything from how burning libraries is quite common historically, to presently things like overdrive, and how our library is going to evolve, and how they're going to continue to be important, and how they continue to be important for our communities. I really, really love this. I thought that it really just spoke to my heart as a library science student, and as a library user, and as a library lover myself. I really think that anybody who loves books and loves reading and loves libraries will really enjoy this, and will get great historic snippets of libraries, and it's just a really great and enjoyable read. I really, really enjoyed it. And then I started, but only got just a few pages in, 22 pages into March Volume 1 by John Lewis, Andrew Aiden, and Nate Powell. So there's not much to say about this. I was enjoying it. I'm sure I'm gonna love it, but unfortunately I only got 22 pages into this. Homework and other reads got in the way, but I will continue with this one as well and wrap it up fully as soon as I finish it. So those are the things that I read for Nonfiction November. I hope you guys had a great Nonfiction November. So if you participated for the first time, second time, or however manyth time, I hope you had a great time with it as well. As always, thank you for the hosts for creating such an amazing month of reading. And yeah, as always, thank you guys for watching and for listening. I love you very much.